James Kaufman, World News Report today, October 14th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Man accused in third Trump assassination attempt breaks silence. We have the video. Vin Miller reveals full story and blasts fake reports against him. 49-year-old Vin Miller, arrested near former President Donald Trump's rally in Coachella, California, has spoken out denouncing claims of an assassination attempt and blasting what he calls fake news surrounding the incident. Miller, who claims to be a staunch Trump supporter, which appears to be true by the way, was taken into custody after Riverside County Sheriff's deputies found firearms in his vehicle during a routine checkpoint stop. However, he fiercely denies any intent to harm the former president. There was no fake license plate as reported, and his credentials were real. He was in fact a VIP invite. The real reason Vin was arrested was because he had the courtesy to actually tell the police he had 2 registered legal guns in his trunk. Not because he had fake credentials. His car was a mess, and he had a fake license plate, all made up by the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. Unbelievable. It is California. He has been to numerous Trump rallies and is a huge Trump supporter. But let's hear it from him. Remember, he was a VIP invite. Here he is with James O'Keefe outside one of the Trump rallies prior to this incident. Here he is with JFK Jr. at one of the Trump rallies prior to this incident. Here he is with another Republican Party official prior to this incident. Here he is prior to this incident with his real VIP badge next to Vivek Ramaswamy. The whole sovereign citizen comment was crap as well. Here he is, Operation Nemesis. I am willing to fight non-stop with everything I have for the next 4 years to help this country and this man. We need to break this DS, deep state. Now, I'm going to play a small portion of what Vin Miller has to say about the incident. He has his own webpage and network, the AmericaHappensNetwork.com, but we will play just a short piece of this so we can hear his side. This message is well over an hour. Again, I will leave a link to that in the description.
And probably the reason that God put me in that situation, in order to be able to expose really what's going on. And so, every time I've gone to a Nevada rally and notified the police, it's been a non-issue. They thanked me for the courtesy of notifying them. They said, obviously you can't take your firearms. I wouldn't even think of doing such a stupid thing. And they've been fine. They've been fine. And the critical mistake I made is, I guess, forgetting the location that I was in California. So I drive up with my special entry pass. And by the way, they're saying I had a counterfeit pass. That's a bunch of nonsense. I could prove that I had a special entry pass directed to me, sent directly to me by officials within the Republican Party of Nevada. I was an actual invitee to that event. So as I'm driving, there's an area where you enter the parking lot after you pass a sheriff. I pull up to the sheriff. I say, well, I should take that back. I'm not 100% sure he was a sheriff. He was wearing a sheriff vest, but a lot of those individuals were, and my assumption is that not everybody there was a sheriff. They were just trying to indicate that they worked with the sheriff's department. And so I drive up to this sheriff, and I tell him that, in full transparency, I just want to let you know in the back of my truck, I got, 2 lawful firearms, purchased lawfully, registered lawfully, And I'm just letting you know that that's back there as a courtesy, which is a courtesy that I always do. That police officer asks me to pull over. So I pull over, and just so everybody's clear out there, it's not like they found that I had firearms or did an investigation, blah, blah, blah. No. The body cams and the evidence will expose and reveal that I myself drove up to the sheriff and gave him the common courtesy and respect of letting him know about the firearms I had in the back of my truck. At this point, they make me pull over. A police officer comes to my window. And what I have to say about this particular moment is that knowing how some police officers behave, and I'm indicating that they behave in a fashion where they seem to not understand the laws and the Constitution, I'm usually more armed and alert. But when I was arriving there, I wasn't feeling well. I have certain health demands, I guess you could say, that require me to regulate my blood sugar level and also require me to have basically my water bottle, which I'll put a couple of different supplements in there that whenever I'm having issues and I feel like my blood sugar is all over the place, I drink some of that stuff and it helps me to regulate it, right? At this moment, I certainly wasn't feeling great. I wasn't at my sharpest. And when this police officer came to my window, I rolled the window down and he asked me to get out of my car. I got out of my car, he asked me to turn around, put my hands behind my back, which is what I did. He handcuffed me at that juncture. I said, "Why are you handcuffing me?" He said he's doing it for his own protection, which, we could talk about that topic as well, because I don't know ever in the history of humankind where there's been an individual like me that's rolled up and said, "I have 2 firearms in my trunk," clearly indicating that I'm not there to cause any problems. I'm not there for anything nefarious. But nonetheless, this police officer felt threatened when he's the one with the firearm right then and there. But I complied with him. I complied with him because my impression of most Trump rallies was that the police officers there were respectful of the Constitution and appreciated that I was upfront about the lawful firearms within my car. At this point, they put me in the back of a police car, which is scorching hot. And frankly, I'm feeling faint at this point, and I'm having difficulty speaking. I've been driving for hours, and frankly, I had to go to the bathroom very badly, to the point where it was giving me a headache, and my blood sugar being off, me being in the back of that truck or police car in the scorching heat, which was akin to a sauna, was really causing me health problems, causing me heart palpitations, causing me breathing issues. And they just stuck me back there, closed the door in this sauna-like police car. And it came to a point where I had to start knocking on, I should say knocking. I was hitting the door with my feet because my hands were handcuffed behind my back. And I'm just trying to make noise so that I could get their attention, because I've been inside there for an hour. And if you could imagine, with your blood sugar all over the place, heart palpitating, being in a sauna-like environment is not the healthiest situation to be in. I actually felt like I might faint and be hospitalized. And finally, the police officers come there. I pretty much begged them to get my water, which has 2 supplements in there that could have helped my health. They refused to, because they're like, "What if there's something in there?" And I know what they're trying to indicate is that there's cyanide or something in there, and I'm going to drink some of it and off myself, because they were onto this insane theory that I was there to cause harm. And so they refused me what I needed, which was my medication. They kept me in the car. They did turn on the AC after what was hour, I don't even know. And it's hard for me to know the exact time. It could have been an hour, it could have been an hour and a half of this torturous experience. I don't know, because frankly I was too lightheaded and I was almost fainting. When I explained to them what was going on, they said, "We could take you to the hospital." I'm like, "Rather than take me to the hospital, what if you just get me my water?" And they refused to do so. And they gave me, one of the police officers put water in front of my mouth and poured it in there and stuff. Eventually they did give me my water bottle, but that was hours later. So, at this juncture, I'm in the back of the truck and I'm demanding from this arresting police officer that I get my one phone call, which he refuses. He also refuses to tell me what's going on. He does ask me, well, he does come up to me and say that, and this is again reflected by the body cameras, which we're going to be doing a FOIA request on, or I should say a FOIA demand. There was another avenue to this, which is internal affairs report that I was told it was a way to go and attain those body cam recordings. So what this body cam will expose is that this police officer came up to me and he basically said that, look, we just want to make sure your law firms are properly registered, that they're lawfully purchased. You know? I say, sure. I tell them the exact locations of the firearms. I tell them they're welcome to grab the firearms and I have nothing to hide. And this was done under the guise of they just need to run serials to make sure that this is part of the National Registry and that it is indeed my firearms. Well, next thing these guys do is that they completely ransack everything in my car. And when I say ransack, I had 3 suitcases in there, including clothes, including crucial medication and supplements.
And that's how his car got ransacked or in disarray, as the sheriff said.
Including my laptop computer and iPad, camera equipment, tripods, recording equipment, basically all the equipment I would need in order to produce content. And to be very clear, I wasn't there under media. I was there as a special guest, and I wasn't taking any of that equipment in there because I was not there as media. But I had been in Los Angeles prior, and that evidence will...
So, ladies and gentlemen, you get the idea. This gentleman was invited on a VIP pass. He's been invited to several other Trump rallies and other Republican gatherings. And because he was nice enough to tell the policeman at the stop that he had lawful firearms in his trunk, they actually railroaded him into a third Trump assassination attempt. Although we could tell by his social media and his other trips to other Trump rallies and events that there was nothing like that in play whatsoever. It's just more crap. Everything coming out of California seems to be crap these days. I will leave the link to the entire hour-plus explanation if you'd like to watch it, but I think you get the gist. With that said, God bless. Please share and subscribe. Always remember, anything's possible in the bizarro world.